All right, welcome back. It's time for us to have a conversation on the Discovery segment. Now, today's Discovery of the Week. I have been joined by two wonderful ladies, Jackie Ahunkan Lindsay, who's the president and fundraiser of the Children's Heart Foundation, Ghana. All right, and also Grace Kopedu-Say, who is the Executive Secretary in Welfare of the same organization. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning, David.
All right, so let's dive right into the conversation about the Children's Heart Foundation. What is the Children's Heart Foundation?
Well, the Children's Heart Foundation is a charitable organization that was set up in 2011. And what we do, we raise funds to support children with congenital heart disorder and their families who are unable to afford the cost of surgery to ensure that their kids can continue to live a healthy and fruitful life. So we come in to provide the support, financial support. Sometimes obviously we're dealing with emotional situations, so we're also there a shoulder, to cry on or to rely on or to provide support and comfort.
Okay. Yeah. How long have you been in existence?
Oh, we've been around for the past 12 years.
Yeah. Yes.
As the Children's Heart Foundation.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. So as the Children's Heart Foundation, we've been established since 2011.
Okay.
But all of our trustees are 6 ladies. We've actually been involved with supporting families with children with congenital heart disorder since 2008.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And what are some of the highlights of your journey? Would you be able to share any with us?
Well, I think right now we have, since we've been established and since we've been supporting families with children with congenital heart disorder, we have to date paid for over 220 children.
220 children.
That's right. So that's just over $1.1 million US, and equivalent of just under 400 million. Sorry, 4 million Ghana Citi.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, so let's try and get a better perspective of what we're talking about here. If 2008, 2011, this thing had not been birthed, how bad would the problem have been?
Well, I think really, so if I sort of explain a bit how we work, because we're working very much in collaboration with the cardio team at Kolebu.
Okay.
Yes. So the situation as it stands, there are some over 400 children every year that are born with congenital heart disorder of some sort. There's different types. We tend to deal mainly with 3 different types. And of that, about 200-300 are not able to afford the cost. The cost of the average open heart surgery, you're looking between 8,000.
Okay, come again. You said that how many people are born with this condition? Okay, roughly.
If we give, usually 1% of neonatals
will have this condition.
Are born, and that is a worldwide statistic.
Okay.
And Ghana is no different.
Okay.
And and it's actually one of the main cause of infant mortality in the world. Heart disorder. So it is quite a serious condition, and it is obviously something that touches everybody around the world. Yeah. And unfortunately, it's also the cost to repair and prevent is very costly, even for the average family. Yeah. And as you would know, we do have quite a lot of people who are not able to afford, or because we don't have, free public access to medical. So it can be quite a strain and a struggle for quite a lot of families. Apart from the emotional and psychological burden that is, to have a child with congenital heart disorder, it means that you're constantly in and out of the hospital. And if you have families, if you have children, that is also a burden, financial burden, to actually provide the medical care, financial burden because maybe you may have to stay at home instead of actually being able to contribute to bringing in the daily bread. Financial burden because you have other kids perhaps that you have to look after. So it is a big problem. So what we do, we at the moment the cardio have set up the Ghana Heart Foundation, where they also provide some form of support for families who can't afford. unfortunately, that support is only 50% of the cost. The average cost is about $8,000 and they are charged in US dollars, so it's not the equivalent in Ghana cedis.
Wow.
So the day that you're paying, the exchange rate is moving against you exactly at the moment that you're actually making the payment. And so then that 8,000 is the 50%. Yes, the 8,000 is the 50%.
Goodness gracious. Exactly.
So you have a lot of family who just can't afford that.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes by the time they've gone here, they got 1,000 here, 200 there, 1,000 there. The exchange rate is moving against you, and sometimes it's just not enough. 1, 2, 3 years later, the child is dead.
Yeah.
Because it is a serious condition, and now it's even more so now with COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Absolutely.
it's definitely a pre-existing
condition as well.
Yeah. So I just want to finish the journey. So that then means that the family are not able to afford that. So what we do, we come in to provide that support. Okay. So Heart Foundation has given them 50%. They're left with the other 50%, and that's where we come in. So whatever it is, if they're still looking for the 50% or they're looking for part of the 50%, when we come in, we pay what is required so that the surgery can get done. Whatever it is. We don't say, okay, if I will give you 500, go and find the rest. We pay whatever is left. Okay. And then most of the time we are paying the full 50%. There are other times where perhaps the family has started earlier before they got to know about us. And so they will come with some part of it, and then we will just add the difference. Yeah.
Is there anything you wanted to add?
Oh yeah, I think Jackie's pretty much said most of it. Yeah, it is like she said earlier. It's really tough on families. It's really draws down on their income and of course emotional as well. You know, it's really hurts the whole family. So you find families going to debts because just the daily support, feeding, and of course, and buying medicines for a sick child. You know, does drain the family a lot. So it's really so when we come in, there's a big relief, and like we pay the whole amount. We don't, I should say, we don't do part payments and things unless of course they raise some. So it's a big relief for the families, and it's such a joy to see. To see them when they can't believe it when they get a check for the full amount. Yes, and they don't have to. That struggle, which may have been for a couple of years, just ends at that moment. So it's
so
great.
Talk to us a little bit about post successful surgery care. Do you still engage the families after the surgeries? I mean, what happens into the relationship, as it were?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We do as much as possible. Although bearing in mind that a lot of these families are from the hinterland. Some of them, they have like a 2-day journey to come to Accra, and of course that adds to all the costs as well. But we do post surgery. We do visit the kids in the hospital or the ward, and we do encourage them to keep in touch as well. So we do have a couple of families that we've been in touch with over the years. Okay. And we hope that they will become ambassadors as well. And some of them actually trying to play that part as well.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Now, looking at the time you started this, what are some of the stories that you have of people who probably have become either adolescents or adults now since the surgery? Do you have any cases that you could share stories with us?
Oh yeah.
Yes, we do. The last about 3 years ago, we connected back with the very first child that we actually paid for, Orica. That was way back in 2008, and she's now grown up. She's a young adult. Gone to finish university, and she's actually thinking of getting into a profession in the performing.
She wants to be an actress, I think.
That's right. Yes.
She's such a confident young girl, young lady. She's a beautiful young lady, and we really believe that she can achieve her dreams.
Yeah.
So we're looking at some images on the screen earlier on. Let's to walk us through what we're seeing here. So what are we looking at here?
So you're looking at the last presentation that we did on the 29th of December. We paid for 13 children at the cardio. So Normally when we do this presentation, we actually go with our donors as well.
Okay.
But because of COVID this time, we were sort of limited in the number of people we could have and the time we could spend with them. And here we're looking at a little boy, just had his surgery, so he's actually in ICU.
Okay.
And you'd be amazed, actually, within 4 days. I mean, open heart surgery is a full, I mean, effectively break open the rib cage, cool the heart down to -4 degrees, so the heart is not functioning. And then they have an artificial pumping machine, and until they finish doing the patchwork, whatever needs to be done before they. So it's a major surgery, and that's about day 3.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Yes, in ICU.
I mean, he's looking hale and hearty. Right?
Exactly, and the same thing with this little girl
little
here.
angel there.
Yeah, exactly. In fact, this child, if I remember rightly, was paid for at the time by Action Chapel.
Okay.
Yeah, we collaborate a lot with donors and sponsors and corporates that come to our aid. So usually they will spend about 3-4 days in ICU, and then they come down another 4 days. And the little girl we were just looking at, she had a surgery on Tuesday. Saturday she was running around.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Such a big difference.
Wow.
Yes.
You know, I'll tell you something. When you see them, they can barely walk. And you know, an image of a young child is a 3-4-year-old or even a 10-year-old. They run about, chatting, going to school, doing the usual things that kids of that age do. And then when they have this problem, some of them have to squat because they can't stand straight, you know, and the parents have to carry them on their backs. It's really difficult.
So I mean, I'm just thinking about it medically. You know, the fact that your heart has, you know, a malfunction, and so you're basically weak all the time. You can't pump oxygen around your body.
Exactly.
You can't get rid of carbon dioxide fast enough. It must be terrible.
It is, and especially when you see a child, because it's just not what a child is supposed to do. A child is not supposed to be weak. A child is supposed to be excited about playing. Yet playing is a burden. It's difficult, and there are different types of congenital heart disease. The worst ones you find that, like Grace was saying, the child cannot move from here to there without squatting. They can't even stand up. They have to squat because, you know, the quality of the blood that's being pumped is so poor that it's not able to sustain just normal functioning. And you'll see a lot of times they will have blue lips or, you know, extremities because of the circulation is very poor.
So let's talk about funding. How challenging has this been, or otherwise?
I think this year has been a bit challenging because we were not able to do our usual big fundraising event, which we usually do around about May, June, because of COVID, of course. In order for us to raise the amount of money we need, and remember, to help one child, it's like $8,000. And you know, in the last 6-7 years, we've been able to help between 17 to 23 children at any one specific presentation. So it's a lot of money that is required, you know. So our fundraising events usually have to have a minimum of about 275 people to 300 people, high ticket, you know, a function. And of course, because of COVID, you couldn't gather more than 100, then you couldn't gather more than 200. So we kept waiting. So we couldn't do our main fundraiser. We decided to do something small this year with a garden bazaar, which went well. But I have to say that, you know, we have, as I said, we've been going on since 2008. Along the way, we have had some really good corporate partnership. And I call it partnership because they have been with us through thick and thin, no matter what, COVID or no COVID, event or non-event, they would be there. So I would say this year, at least 80% of our usual corporates still came on board, even though we didn't have the event. So we were still able to support. And I think that's part of, you know, the collaboration and the journey, and we were very grateful that we could, you know, still rely on them even in this difficult time when most companies are not sure about their own economic situation, but they still managed to put aside for us.
Any final thoughts as we wrap up?
Well, first of all, I would like to say thank you to all our friends, donors, supporters. Over the years for how they have helped us through. Like Jackie said, they have been partners. They've been true partners, and they came through for us even when they had their own issues as well. And but by the same time, we also want to say we're here, and we're calling on everyone to support us in the later in the march and to partner with us.
Yeah.
And I think that I believe that we are a worthy organization to partner with.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can,
so there's a flyer you have on your screen.
Yes.
There.
Yes,
Okay.
there's several ways that you can donate. We have a short code, which is #725. So it's *725 hash,
yeah.
and then it will take you through the process.
Okay.
It's very similar to how you would do Momo.
Yeah.
Otherwise, obviously, there's a telephone number. If you want to perhaps make your transfer through bank or PayPal, then you can always contact us through that.
Yeah.
You can get all of this information on our social media pages.
What's the social media page?
We're on Instagram at the Children's Heart Foundation _GH. We have Facebook, Children's Heart Foundation Ghana. We have a web page, www.children'sheartfoundation.ghana.org.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
I've been speaking with Grace Krobodusai, who is the Executive Secretary of the Children's Heart Foundation Ghana, and to Jackie Ahonkan Lindsay, who is the President of the Children's Heart Foundation Ghana. Thank you very much. And this segment will we'll come back after this segment with more for you. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.